What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Shared Screens Podcast, the one where we just chill, vibe, relax, and talk. Joining me today is Bo. We got some other Josh.
Howdy.
And the voice of God today on the ones and twos is Alec Bobko.
Hello.
He's doing great. I am in a new space. I just moved. It looks very empty, but I promise you there's shit in this room.
Hell yeah.
I'm
That looks
slowly
like one
gonna
of
fill it out.
those like Twitter roast pictures of just like a single man's apartment looks like this, and it's like, well, yeah,
Yes.
the essentials.
Yes.
To be fair, I have been here less than a week.
Valid.
The only difference between that picture and Jordan's setup now is that picture has a lawn chair and Jordan has a Spider-Man desk chair.
I'm
Good
up
point.
there, man. I'm way further.
He's living.
That dude also only had a PS4. I have a PS5 and a Switch.
I love it.
Yeah.
I don't think he also had a like a TV stand that looks like a nice little TV stand. So I was like,
So that's
yeah.
the other
as soon as I
reason
said
why
that, I
just-
realized that was out of
I
pocket.
just
That was not a valid
started
criticism.
getting
I
to use my
apologize.
TV today. Is this came with me in the move, but it was in the box doing like the
Mm-hmm.
meteorologist thing. And my
Yeah.
uncle came to help me build it. Took us a couple of hours with a stop for pizza in the middle. But it's
Mhm.
nice, but it's so for anybody who's ever seen pictures of my old setup at home, basically everything that you see here, that TV, my
Yeah.
Switch, my PlayStation, all used to be right next to the PC desktop that I'm on right now with the TV as my second monitor. And it's like somebody just took that setup and cut it in half. And I've been telling my friends it's like that episode of The Office where Dwight's like, "Is it my fault for getting addicted to Megadesk?" Yes.
I was also gonna bring up too. You mentioned pizza. In those pictures, sometimes they show the fridge too. They do the whole apartment and just roast like the mattress on the floor, what the kitchen looks like.
Mhm.
I was gonna say, please tell me there's a Domino's pizza box in your fridge and like half a 6-pack of beer. Is that
Okay.
the situation?
No. So one, I also need to clarify. This is not the entire apartment. There is a door right there that leads to the rest of it. That's a closet.
Right.
But you can't prove it. You can't prove any of this. We just have to take your word for it.
We could put a
Mhm.
GoPro on me. We could do the rest of the
House tour.
Yeah, we could do the Jordan apartment tour. So Josh, the pizza that me and my uncle ate did stay on my kitchen table for 2 days,
yeah.
never went in the fridge, and I just slowly ate it that second day. It was not Domino's though, but I'm not in New York anymore, but I'm still in a state with decent pizza.
Right.
But trigger warning, I'm in New Jersey.
Trigger
Oh,
warning,
fuck.
New Jersey.
What happened to my camera?
I was about to say Discord is destroying itself on my end, at least.
Yeah, everybody's
New
cameras
Jersey-
getting all pixelated.
New Jersey
God.
heard me talking shit and went.
The
No
ghost of
camera
Chris
has come
Christie
up.
just
You'll be fucking sleeping with the fishes. That's
But
what
anyway,
Chris
so
did.
there's not half a 6-pack of beer. There is a 30-rack of Modelo that I'm slowly making a dent in.
Yeah,
Nice.
that sounds about right.
Did you say 30 pack?
I believe so.
I've
Maybe
only
it's a
heard
20
of them.
rack.
Or I wasn't like
Modelo
trying to get
probably
semantic. It's more just like
24
I
or
haven't.
20. I don't think.
Yeah, I was about to say
a
like
30 pack.
because I was like I haven't seen those in the wild, and I would like to hunt one down if that's the case. Like,
Well,
if they
so here's the
exist,
thing:
I'd
is
like
I
to find
got it
one.
from Sam's Club, so like fucking
Oh,
wholesale
okay.
sizes.
I was
That
gonna
makes sense.
ask, did you get it from Costco or Sam's Club? As in, like your parents are like, let's go out. We'll take you to a Costco. We'll get you whatever you need for your new place, and just at the end of the trip, you're like, yo, 30-pack Modelo.
No, so like I'm very used to shopping at BJ's, which is like a different version of Costco's, or Sam's Club, because I'm from a family of 6, and my parents tend to just do our grocery shopping there, and then we kind of grocery
Right.
shop in like 3 different places at once. But I
Mhm.
was like, listen, there's some stuff that isn't necessarily gonna go bad that I'll go through, so I'll get from Sam's Club. So I got like my gallon of milk from there. I got like my double box of cereal from there, my Belvita. But then like the only cheese that they were selling like was for sliced American cheese was like fucking a 2-pound brick. And I was like, no. So then I went to ShopRite and got the stuff I need in smaller quantities, like rice and cheese.
I love that that's an
That's it.
option in this country.
Mhm.
You just
To
get
be
way
fair,
too
this
many.
is made for wholesale. Like I've had family in the restaurant industry, and like when they need something in a pinch and they can't get to their normal seller, it's like, oh, you run to Sam's Club to get it.
No, yeah, but like they have a normal seller where they, I'm sure, have relationships with a lot of different restaurants and stuff. But the idea that like, I don't know, in America you can get high as shit and then just go to Sam's Club and get way too much cheese because you can, like, you can.
You
There's an
absolutely
option
can.
there, or like
All right.
You can
10 pounds worth of pretzels.
Yeah, you can go to a Trader Joe's, a Safeway, get a normal.
I did find a
like,
Trader Joe's
pack.
nearby. Okay,
Mhm.
is Chris like peeked in and was like, nope,
Yeah.
fuck this.
Yeah,
Uh,
get in too because we're about to roast them.
oh, are we? Okay, Josh, what's your roast for Chris? Because you've been
I
hyping this up since before the recording.
I was just gonna say I wanted to come in with how whack is the pack? That is my question. Scale from 1 to 10. How fucking whack is Christopher LePack, aka Rumble Pack 1992? We're all recording this off of his idea. Motherfucker popped in here for 20 seconds. Dipped. Didn't say a word. Dipped.
Oh,
Fuck, he's back. He's back.
fuck! It's like Beetlejuice.
We can't. I said Rumble Pack 3 times. He fucking came back.
There we go. What's up,
Um,
motherfuckers?
Are you in or are
We
you
all
out, bro?
Ah!
You okay? What's happening?
I came in the first time and I heard like 2 words about, and then all audio cut out, and I was like, "What the? Did I go deaf? What just happened?" And so I
Okay.
had to go figure that out. I am taking a very short break from putting my entire life into boxes all week, every day. That's all I've done all week long. Do you know how much more stuff you have after you're married? It was so easy to pack when I lived by myself with my friends because I just had the stuff in my room, and now it's the whole apartment. And please
Listen,
help me.
We were just talking about me
Man.
moving. I spent an entire Friday putting shit in a U-Haul. I then spent the next day driving and taking all that shit out of the U-Haul.
Here's the gist of what I got, right? So Brittany and I are finally leaving our shit ass apartment that I've been stuck in for the last 3 years. I'm really excited. We got
Congrats,
approved
huh?
for a 2-bed not too far away. So I'm actually gonna have like Brittany and I are gonna take that second room, turn it into like she can have like an art studio, and I'll have my stream set up in there as well. Um, so I'll have an actual real background the next time that I'm on camera. It'll be rad. Um, but we can't move in there until the end of September.
Right.
The 23rd is our move-in date. My lease here is
Bro,
up
that's like a whole.
on
Hey.
August 1st.
Oh, that's so fucking annoying.
So, thankfully, because my in-laws are great and they are who they are, they have a room. They said you can come with us for a little while. So I'm in the midst of packing all my stuff up. We got a like a storage room that we're putting all their stuff in. I'm gonna take my computer. I'm gonna put it in my in-laws' basement for a bit, and I'll be I'll be streaming and recording from down there for a little while.
Just like me.
Yeah, and so that's where I'm at right now. But I mean, we started packing on I want to say Tuesday. That sounds right. Like
Mhm.
Monday or Tuesday, right, is when we really started like putting all this together. And it's just I've never been more tired in my entire life because I have this awful combination of just unable to sleep. I'm really busy at work, and then when I come home, I'm just packing and I'm not doing anything else until like 11 o'clock at night when I get to like dick around with my Steam Deck or whatever for a little bit. Like
Are
I'm so
you?
tired.
Would you say that you're rumble packing?
I'm I'm in the middle of rumble
That was the
packing, bro.
final. That was the final straw.
I,
That was the 13th reason.
you
God damn.
you just broke
Chris is gonna
me,
go
bro.
burn everything in a
You
box.
fucking
So-
broke
Just-
me, dude.
Now
let's-
I feel bad for proposing my question, which was
Hey,
how
we-
whack.
We can
Is
just wait
rumble
till he.
whack?
We can just wait till he's gone again.
Okay.
Them's the
Okay.
rules.
Yeah.
Here-
Yeah,
I don't
true.
mean to put other people's life business in the air, but I believe Leanne's also moving to a new apartment.
Mhm.
So like by then maybe for me and her that won't be our new thing. But
Bye, Bo.
Bo,
Bo,
what happened?
I'm telling you, it's gotta be this Xbox Discord collab. You know,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
added
Yeah, yeah,
voice.
absolutely. Yeah,
They added
Xbox destroyed Discord. No, you're
All the
right.
12-year-olds using Xbox now are destroying Discord.
All these Fortnite
Yes.
kids have invaded Discord, bro.
There's just an influx of just racial slurs going through Discord right now, and it's just
It's all those.
fucking
It's all those Call of Duty lobbies, man.
Yeah.
yes, they transferred from
But see,
Xbox parties and
now the
COD
pro-
lobbies to Discord.
now the problem with Discord is like they have the racial slur problem, but they still haven't fixed the like creepy moderator problem. So now they just have
Oh.
both the racists
Oh yeah,
and
just
the
combined
creeps.
at the same time.
Yeah.
The like 30-year-old guy that's buying his Discord kitten Stray or some like
No,
whatever
like,
new game is
Don't say
coming
those
out.
words ever again. I don't want to hear that phrase come out of your mouth.
Anyway, hey Josh, you're my little Discord kid. Anyway,
Can
Chris,
this just become the
On,
roast
the,
of
on that
Discord?
on that note, I fucking hate you all.
that's fine.
You're the
Don't leave
worst.
yet. Don't leave yet, because I was gonna, Bo was joking before that I can't prove what I have outside the doors of this room at my new place.
It's at least 4 sex dolls.
Mhm.
At least.
Hmm.
What counts as a sex doll?
We need to shut this down if we're gonna like actually if we plan on putting this on
It's like-
YouTube.
Oh,
Like-
like we were gonna make money on it anyway.
I'm not saying money. I'm just saying I don't want people coming after
Visibility.
me later on. Like I don't know.
But do we do a podcast that is just 4 apartment tour or 3 apartment tours going on at the same time?
Absolutely, and we're all talking over each other all at once.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Content.
100%. I love that. That's content, baby. Content, like TM, like trademark, like that's it.
Yeah. Called
Done.
Shared Screens Crips.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay,
Sure.
watch back home.
Back to
I'm gonna
packing.
go pack some more.
I'm gonna go back.
Play,
Godspeed.
I'm gonna go
Play
rumble
Leisure Suit
pack.
Larry on your stream deck.
I genuinely tried to
Tower.
find like a way to play it. I think I have to do it through an Xbox emulator. I think that's the only way to play it on.
Well, isn't there the one app that gets you every emulator?
Emulation Station? Yes, which I have. But running particular emulators takes like more or less work depending on what it is. Like for instance, I mean, like most like old Nintendo ones. Actually, the way the Emulation Station is set up, everything up to the GameCube is just as long as you have your ROM or your ISO, they've got the folders all like pre-put together. You just drag and drop, right? So if you have the game files there, you just put it in there. Whereas like I discovered that there's a Wii U emulator that works on the Steam Deck, which is incredible because I want to play the 2 games that
Haven't been ported.
haven't come to Switch yet, which are Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD.
Yep.
And it turns out that I mean, there's like a whole like de-encryption process you got to do. You have to actually go into like fucking like the source code of some of the shit to change it to make it compatible on Steam Deck, and it's such a pain in the ass that at this point I don't know that I'm gonna
Damn.
do
even
that
the
or not.
emulator
Yeah.
for the Wii U sucks.
Well, yeah, it's a bad console. It's a bad emulator, bro.
On PC, it's very easy. YouTube videos.
it's all a huge pain in the ass. It's so funny. I spent like 2-3 hours like hyper focusing like the night before my Steam Deck got here, right? Just seeing like what it was capable of, watching all these videos and stuff. And I saw this. I went down this rabbit hole of this dude like showing how you can get Breath of the Wild running on it through a Wii U emulator because it's essentially just a small PC. Like he had like these texture packs and 60 frame per second mods and like all of this stuff going on there. And then I was like, oh man, this would be so cool. I could take this like the whole point I wanted to do this is like I have a lot of downtime in between my sessions at work, so I can kind of get some game time in between there. I was like, that would be so cool to be able to take that with me and play that there. And then I stopped for a second and realized I have a Switch. I don't need to fucking mod Twilight Princess or Breath of the Wild onto my Steam Deck in order to play it at work.
If you wanted to mod it.
I don't want to mod. I don't care about that. Like,
I don't know, once you-
Breath of the Wild runs perfectly fine on this Switch.
I mean, once you see it and running in like, I mean, granted, this is just a general PC mod, but once you see it running in like 100 FPS at Breath of the Wild, ooh, that's a game
60
changer.
frames is always a game changer. Yeah, like 60 and up is always a game changer. I don't think the Steam Deck can do 100 FPS on an emulator because that's already like taxing enough.
Only reason I say
at
it's
least
100,
not
that
really
was
not for the Wii U, but like,
Right.
but yeah, I mean, yeah, what Breath of the Wild in higher frame rates is really something. It's very pretty. But yeah, it's been really fun. I loaded it up with some emulators. I've been playing. There's only like a handful of games so far that are like deck compatible because the thing just came out, right? or at least only been out for a few. So I've just kind of like been playing random games that were already in my Steam library that are like compatible. So like I played a little bit of Metal Gear Solid 5 today, and also Batman Arkham City. Right.
Nice.
I'm gonna make some room while I'm waiting for my larger SD card to come in and play Doom Eternal.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
good
It's been fun. It's been a good time.
You can
I'm
get
very
Game Pass
jealous.
Cloud on there. There's a workaround, but you can get Xbox Cloud.
Yeah,
gaming
but
and
also
working on it.
Xbox Cloud sucks.
It's not that bad. I've been.
I
trying it out.
disagree. I disagree. Yeah, I
I've
played
ne-
Hades
I've-
on my cloud or on my phone.
I've
with the
never
cloud,
had
it's great.
anything but unbelievable amounts of input lag.
It blew
So-
me away. Like, and I don't claim to have great Wi-Fi, but it impressed me.
I mean, I was even using it at my old job's Wi-Fi, and like occasionally it had a little bit more input lag and blurriness than my like connection at home did.
Mhm.
But
Right.
like, I mean, I was playing like Zombie War 4. There's a zombie army 4, whatever. I was just playing like games I wouldn't normally play just to kind of see like how it would react to that type of gameplay, and it was fun enough for like a lunch
Yeah.
break.
I'm sure if I can, man, maybe my next spot will have it'll be more stable or whatever. But where I live right now, and also at the office, like cloud has never been great for me, and so I was like, nah, not gonna worry about it. I'll wait until Microsoft figures out how to get their games running on deck, and then once I can play Halo on that bitch, it's over. That's it. That's the end of my days.
I literally only use the streaming for the rewards program. I don't know
Yeah.
why. The last month I become a slut for Xbox rewards. They're like, "Hey, yo, we'll give you a $5 gift card off
Mhm.
the store." I'm
Yeah.
like, "Yo, I stack a couple of those. That's a lot of V-Bucks.
You get real money.
That's a couple of Fortnite
You
skins.
get
Yes, you
game
get real
skins?
money."
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm popping achievements. They're like, "Hey, yo, you want some reward points? Play this game. Launch it off xCloud. Go to the menu, close it, hide it from achievements, get rid of it completely, get off my Xbox. Cloud works great for that. And then 4,500 points later, $5. Oh my god, dude!
So you're literally getting paid to play video games. You're a professional gamer.
Oh God, we finally got one.
It's happened.
See, the thing I like about the cloud gaming is like if I don't want to wait for the download of a full game to just try it out, is like I'll do it
I've
over
done that.
cloud if I can. Just because like
Yeah.
I'll get an idea what the game is like and be like, oh, this is good enough that I want to actually play it natively so I don't run into like these smaller issues.
Cloud does work a little better when I run it off the Series X, but that's because that's hardwired in as opposed to like my Steam Deck or whatever, right? So I mean, it makes a lot of sense. But okay, I'm actually gonna go this time. I love you boys. I'll talk to you all real soon.
Peace.
Peace. All right, now
So
that he's
fucking
gone,
whack.
Scale from what 1 to 10. How whack is the pack, man?
My beef is more centered toward Discord right now because I've gone through a series. Is it just me first of all?
Well, no, Chris was having issues too, and my camera randomly like just turned off.
No, it did. There was one point where you were caught in a loop on my screen where you were just like back and forth for a
Was I
good
a
2
gif?
minutes. Yeah, it was fun. It was a little
Damn.
like there were every 30 seconds. I'm just like, do I need to? I feel like I should say something. I'm like losing my mind. It feels like I've just discovered the Matrix and like the code, and I keep hearing noises all around me. I think I'm just losing my mind on this podcast. I apologize.
That's okay.
I keep hearing noises. I
You
thought
know
I heard
what?
knocking at my
That
door.
is like really good content. So like if you could keep it up.
Just-
Yeah.
if we keep
Yeah.
intervals of 24 minutes, and I'll just keep crying more and more until
Yeah.
like
Literally.
Like let us
Yeah.
know when you see the Hat Man.
And please, for the love of God, give us some like good thumbnail photos. Some like,
I
like
don't
you're
think-
like losing your shit, like losing your mind.
We'll see. We'll see how it gets. We'll see how
Okay.
it gets. I don't want to,
Okay.
fully commit to putting myself as the face of Shared Screens Insanity. But that should be the name of the podcast. Should be Shared Screens Insanity.
Insanity. I like
That
it.
sounds like a live
See,
event.
that sounds like if we did our own version of the X Games. It's like shared screens, insanity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. Brought to you by Red Bull.
All
Red
right,
Bull
so
and
how
G Fuel.
whack is the pack?
Yeah.
Josh, I think he's so whack. He's like off the scale.
Off.
He's like-
off the scale.
He's
Damn.
off. He's off the scale of whack. He's a whack off.
Okay. Okay. Just straight whacking it off.
He's
Okay, I get it.
he whacked off the scale.
Right. Right. Well, we were in the middle of a stream a couple days ago, which you can check the VOD up on our YouTube channel right now, actually. He pops in, says he'll be there, doesn't show up, pops in, and then leaves again. He's like, hey, yo, I got plans. Goes and just plays Valorant. Literally, he's like, yo, I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. I miss you. I miss hanging out with you guys. But what am I going to do? I'm going to go play Valorant. And I was like,
I'm gonna
dude,
go
for
play
that,
a different game.
with different people. And for that, I was like, oh, like I'm thinking maybe a 9.5 on the whack scale. That's how whack the pack is. But you're just whacking it off, man. You're saying
I'm
he's just
whacking
a
it off.
complete whack off.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And like this isn't like a thing I say gently. Like this is a hard whack off.
Okay. Like you're like just firm whacking it off right now.
As firm as can be.
Bo now really looks like he's losing his
I
mind.
I am a very liberal person. I feel like but anytime I'm put in a place with Jordan for more than 5 minutes, I just feel like a conservative Christian mother from Arizona who just hears like Cardi B on the radio, and I just go,
I was literally gonna say, what does WAP stand for? What does WAP stand for? That's Bo
it better
right
mean
now.
walking around priests because you need Jesus.
Walking and praying.
Walking and praying.
That-
Way better.
Yo,
Wait,
Wops,
worshiping and praying.
guys, WAP. Whack ass pack.
Whack it.
circle.
Oh
Whack-ass
my
bag.
god. Boom. Put it on his shirt.
Goddamn
with
right.
Weird fucking
Just put Chris's face in the word "I'm a WAP."
I'm a WAP. In that like weird metalcore fucking font that he's always using that looks like the Earth's core is fucking.
Or don't
like,
even put "I'm."
shattering.
Just put WAP and an arrow pointing to Chris.
Oh, this sounds like just all those Jackbox shirts. You play whatever the game that is,
Yeah.
fucking shirt
TKO.
off, whack off, what
Guys,
TKO.
there was the best shirt that ever happened with Jackbox was at the beginning of the pandemic. I was playing with a group of friends, and one of them just drew a coughing thing and COVID-19 at the top. And then, of course, you pair them with the slogans. And then someone else in the group who is queer, I'm just gonna made their thing, "Miss me with that gay shit." And these
Damn.
shirts got paired up, so the shirt read "COVID-19, miss me with that gay shit."
Damn. I love that. That's almost as crazy as the one. I think it was just an off-stream shared screens party where we made soup a meme for an hour. I don't know if y'all remember that.
I do.
One of the shirts was literally
Soup.
just a can of soup. Soup.
Mhm.
Yeah. That might
Yeah.
be my favorite one.
Good times.
That was purely because of the good soup meme going around
Yep.
at the time.
At the time. Yep.
Yeah, it was a very dated joke. It would not land with current audiences.
No.
That joke's been
Yeah.
canceled.
The
That's,
the
rightfully
best
so.
description I've seen about memes and like in pop culture, or like in being referenced, is in the Game Grumps Dream Daddy dating sim, where like your character's daughter says like, "Oh, there's no point of putting meme references in something because by the time it comes out, that meme's outdated."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's valid.
Like the "what
That's
are
something.
those" thing from
I was
Black
about to
Panther.
say
Yes.
one of the most
Like-
distracting. Like, I enjoy that movie so much, and the two parts that take me out of it
Uh-huh.
entirely are like the Dragon Ball Z fight at the end, which like is still hype, but there are just like it is both
Mhm.
hype and also the movement is so distracting, and then the "what are those" moment, especially because I know
Like, that was
Letitia
already
Wright is
outdated.
Letitia Wright.
in February 2018. So as time goes on,
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it wasn't even one of those like, oh, that was like a subtle reference where if you happened to remember it at the time, then that would be really cool. They like stopped the movie for it and went, "What are those?" As though
Yeah.
everyone in
What
that
are
room would
those?
die
but
laughing.
then there's
Yeah.
like the memes of yore that you can still reference because at this point it's like making a like Wizard of Oz or a Star
Mhm.
Wars reference, like
cultural touchstones.
yeah, like Leroy Jenkins you could really reference nowadays, and that's just
I feel
That
like
shit's just
people-
funny as fuck.
Yeah. Like as soon as you hear someone run into like if you're playing basketball or something and someone just sprints to the other side of the court yelling Leroy Jenkins, you don't need to know the World of Warcraft history to know
Right.
that's fucking hilarious.
Although,
and then
when-
you'll do that later on.
When I was in high school, a substitute teacher made the Leroy Jenkins joke, and I didn't fully get it. And he basically explained the entire lore, not of World of Warcraft, just of the meme. Where he was like, basically, he was like, there's this raid, and if you die, you have to start the whole raid over, and it's like several floors. And I'm listening to him like he's teaching the actual fucking lesson.
Right. You're like taking notes too. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
this is level 70 warlock runs in the room. and
Listen,
he
I
has
take my
Leroy
meme
Jenkins.
history very, very seriously.
Hey Jordan, how was school today? I don't care. Just give me your credit card. Give me your credit card, and I need the computer now.
Leroy, yeah. What out this conversation? It's got me wondering. What outdated memes do you think we're gonna see in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever if this movie ever comes out?
That movie is already an outdated meme. Like Black Panther 1 at this point is an outdated meme. Like, and I'm wearing a goddamn Black Panther shirt. This was not like a planned thing. It's just I you know, but like
Trying to think. So like he had to rewrite the script in like 2019, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
So
Yeah.
I'm trying to think like what memes were big like fall 2019.
That would have been too old for Black Panther 1. God damn. That'd be funny
Yeah.
though if they did it. I think if we're in 2019, I think like okay boomer, you know. Like
Mhm.
I
You
think,
know
I
what?
think the
That
little
was
sister
that was
Ironheart
the
or
last
something.
meme before the pandemic.
like I
Wait,
think like someone has
because
to
it
go
was
talk
like
to
2020 was basically the Bernie girl dancing, and then I blinked and I was stuck at home.
yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
forgot about that video because I was like, you know how on Twitter you see something, but it's like in
Mhm.
like people will quote tweet it, and that's the first time you see something. So now you have to like do your whole investigative journalism thing to be like, okay, well, like this person's saying this, but I need to get like the actual like story in here and blah blah blah.
Right.
Yeah.
The thing that led me to that video initially was someone saying, if this is what it takes for socialism to like sweep across the nation, then I'm on board. And I was like, that isn't like a valid strategy that I feel like the the liberals don't take advantage of more. Like sex sells. We know this.
Okay, so
Kate
there's
McKinnon,
like
we know this.
you know how
Like-
they do like the meme calendars?
Yeah.
I'm looking. I'm trying to find a 2019 meme calendar.
When was Bean Dad?
That was the begin. Was that beginning of 2020 or was that 2021?
I don't know.
Also, me and
Wait.
Leah were talking yesterday. What came first? Cinnamon toast, shrimp cinnamon toast crunch thing, or Bean Dad?
Bean Dad came first, I think. I
Okay.
have nothing to back
in
this up. I
my
just feel
memory-
it's firmly
In my
on side.
memory, the shrimp thing happened first, or just because I feel like that was a one-day thing, and Bean Dad lasted like a week.
No, I thought that the Cinnamon Toast Crunch thing lasted longer because there was the initial like, yo, this is crazy. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is putting shrimp in there, whatever. And then it's like, well, it's probably fake. And it's like, yeah, but it's still like a funny thing. And then there was the back and forth between the guy and Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And then he was like,
Yeah, but
Putting
the
Cinnamon
thing
Toast
with,
Crunch on
with
blast.
Bean Dad is that like became a whole issue with like, oh, now like with Jeopardy because of Ken Jennings was like doing a podcast with Bean Dad or something.
oh, I thought it was just like Bean Dad was outed as racist. And then that it died from
Is
there.
that what happened?
With
I
Cinnamon
just-
Toast Crunch guy, it was like he had the back and forth with Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and then after that, it was like, oh yeah, okay, this is obviously like a marketing stunt, but like not for Cinnamon Toast Crunch, so we're not sure what this is, like what's happening. Like he's a marketing whatever,
Right.
and then it was like, oh shit, that's Topanga's husband.
Yes.
Like
Also,
I just remember it was like multiple steps, and then Topanga's husband was the end of it, and I'm like, what is happening?
that was the
I don't
biggest
even
twist
know
of the
either of
day.
these.
You don't remember this?
Oh,
You don't remember
Bean Dad is one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite days on Twitter
So,
ever.
I was saying this yesterday, and this might sound like fucked up, like at surface level, but just hear me out. The thing about Bean Dad is that I'm personally more upset at his pretentiousness than the child abuse.
I don't-
Because I'm gonna go ahead and assume he doesn't starve his child every day, but that pretentiousness never leaves.
Lost. These
Do
seem
you
like,
know?
like
Yeah, Josh. Do you have
very
any
niche-
context on this?
No, these seem like
Oh my
very
God.
niche Twitter memes that were
No,
like
this was
No,
this
this was-
Josh. This was like
Villain of the
3
day.
days of work. Yeah.
Like the whole before we explain Bean Dad, because I like the idea of continuously calling this guy Bean Dad and then not giving you the context. But in 1980, like I also hate that 1984 has become a meme. But like,
Yes.
fuck it, required reading in American schools. I don't know. And
I never had to read it.
oh well, they lied to us then. Um, but there's a point where they have like this. They put everyone in the town square or whatever, and then they project some like fake villain, like some fake terrorist or whatever, and they're like, okay, we're gonna like project this guy's face, and he's gonna like it's gonna be a film and like this propagandist whatever, and he's just slowly gonna start smiling, and then everyone in this town square just gets like riled up, starts yelling at this person, and then the thing goes, and then they go on their day. It's like reverse Tai Chi, where like everyone gathers and then they fucking hate this person. Like Twitter's villain of the day is just that.
Right.
But like when I read 1984 was like, I won't participate in that. But now I think it's funny. Like it's one of the like things that you've never, this could be completely fake to you, but like 3 tweets from someone you've never heard of before with enough like numbers underneath it. And you're like, oh, okay, well, this is worth my attention for the next few hours. This is worth
The
it.
thing
This is
about
good.
Bean Dad, it was like the biggest thing on Twitter, period. Because like we're all kind of like on the gaming side of Twitter, and like we get those little flare ups where like somebody goes, "Why does an Aloy look like this?" And that takes the discourse just on gaming Twitter.
No,
Bean
there was
Dad
another
on
one.
Worldwide.
The first Twitter villain of the day, and I can't remember her name or the full story, but I just know that like what Twitter made of it was not good because she was like flying to Africa because like for like not that like there are illegitimate reasons to go to Africa, I guess, but like for like real ass reasons. Like she was doing some real ass shit going over there. And she tweeted something. It was like, going to Africa, hope I don't get AIDS, LOL. And supposedly, like white lady, supposedly there was like, she's like a disease researcher or something. Like there's enough context to where it's like,
Right.
if you know her, that's a funny joke. But
Yeah.
and this is like early days of Twitter. So like she's like the first example of like
it's
your
not
tweet
early-
leaving your target audience.
I feel like early days of Twitter, and I wasn't really on the super early days, but like early days of Twitter, like the offensive shit is what people laughed at.
No, I'm saying this was like beginning of like, this happened when I was what, like 2014, 2015. So like still
Okay,
early,
yeah.
but it's still like Twitter is like a known and like known quantity, like known
Gotcha.
entity, known
Right.
whatever.
All right.
And
Let's explain Bean Dad, and then I
Wait,
can
but-
run down.
sorry, just-
know your memes.
she-
2019 memes that could
she-
be Black Panther too.
she gets on the plane.
Yeah.
People retweet it as she's, and it's like a 12-hour flight. So as she's on the plane, people learn her name, learn her job, learn roughly where she lives. They learn her flight information so that Twitter accounts get created. When is like, what's her name landing? When she landed, there were people there like, yo, like pressing her. Like her life changed. She had she was on the plane, didn't connect to the
What
internet,
the
landed.
Fuck.
And that was like the first time this happened, like the first like Twitter villain of the day or whatever. So like Bean Dad, like nothing will ever be as bad as that, I don't think. Like that was
Right.
some of the worst shit. Like I'm pretty sure she lost her job. Like it was bad.
Damn.
Anyway, Josh, Bean Dad was a guy whose like 7-year-old daughter came up to him and went, "I'm hungry," and he went, "Instead of me just making you food, you have to work for it." So he handed her like a can of beans and a can opener and was like, "You have to figure out how this works." And it took the kid like 7 hours, and the dad was just being pretentious and not helping, and she was crying. And he was like, "No, like
That's
this is
fucked
life.
up.
Like you."
The kid was
Like-
younger than 7. It was like an age where I was like, I would not expect a kid that young to know what a can
I-
opener
I
is
feel
or
like
was.
Dude, I sucked at using a can opener until like my teen years.
Damn. This straight up just sounds like some shit that would be on Jimmy Kimmel, where it's like fucking you're laughing at your crying kid who's being traumatized, and we're putting it out there on Jimmy Kimmel for the rest of
Okay,
the world to laugh.
I will
She
not
was
lie.
nine.
The parents eating the kids' Halloween candy prank is never not funny to me.
So funny. It's so
Because
funny. It
it's-
creates a good supervillain every year,
the
but
reason why it's never not funny is because it's they don't actually do it. They just hide the candy. They maybe put a few wrappers in the way. However, every once in a while, you get a video where you go, "I think this parent actually ate the candy."
Well, I don't know. I like just to like film your like 4-year-old child just going through the most traumatic thing in their 4 years on this planet. Watch them have a complete mental
There's
breakdown and then be
definite,
like, "Here you go, Jimmy Kimmel! Like, have everyone in America laugh at this." It's
there's
like,
definitely some ages where it's like a
Dummy.
little more harsh.
yeah,
My whole stance on it is I judge every single parent that submits to Jimmy Kimmel,
yes,
and I thank all of them for doing this. Like it is wrong. I'm a bad person for enjoying it. I accept this about myself.
Do
So I
you
feel
think
like
they're
if we
bad
just
parents for doing it?
yeah, this is gonna like
Yes.
completely damage the trust that you have with your parent growing up.
yes,
Like,
Again,
I say this as though it like happened to me.
being
Like,
I think being way too young can make it an issue, but I feel like if the kid's like, I'll say like 8 or up, like they should be able to handle that little joke for like if it only lasts like 5 minutes.
with a camera in your face and your parents like laughing at you. Maybe your parents have never laughed at you
Yeah.
before. Like your entire existence, your entire tiny little existence, upended because
Mhm.
a not funny comedian said to do something.
Exactly. And then like your family, like your extended family comes over and your mom's like, "Look at this YouTube video of young little Billy crying because I said I ate all his candy." And then they like,
See, the thing
watch
that's
all of it.
always pissed me off about those videos is the fucking boomers in the comments. That's like, some of these kids don't know how to behave. And it's like, kids have nothing to look forward to other than like Halloween and Christmas.
yeah,
And so like the parents kind of being
You
like,
just
I took
ruined
this,
it.
I took this from you. Yeah, the kid's
Mhm.
gonna throw a tantrum, but you know, fucking 60-year-old Barbara feels like, oh no, I would have never.
Yes, yes. But also 6-year-old Barbara is told to wear a mask and then has the same fucking tantrum. So like, shut
Yeah.
the fuck up,
I was
60-year-old
also gonna
Barbara in
say,
the fucking YouTube comments, you know?
and like boomers definitely for Halloween, I feel like it was not the same vibe. It was just like, I don't know, you wear a little bandana around your eyes and then you go to someone's house and they give you like a bottle of scotch, some cigarettes, and then
Halloween
a
costume
knife or something. I don't know.
from what I've
Yeah.
seen in pictures, Halloween costumes I feel sucked until like 1990, somewhere in the 90s. Because like even like the shitty, you know, like $20 Spider-Man costume from Party City, obviously it's not good quality, but it you look at it and you go, yeah, that's a kid dressed up as Spider-Man.
Mm.
I've seen some pictures of people as licensed characters, and it's like, how the fuck did this get through?
There's got to be a
Anyways,
committee that just says no, like for
Is it a-
literally everything on Earth. Just the committee that says no.
Anyway, so I have a list of 2019 memes that could appear in Black Panther 2. I'm going to go from least to most popular according to Know Your Meme.
Would sorry, did the script get rewritten when
Chadwick
we lost the
Boseman
lead?
died.
So that would have been 2020.
That was in 2020.
That
was
was in
2019.
2020.
Was it?
Yes.
I
That
honestly
was
don't-
like the last. That was because we were like all in the middle of the pandemic, and it's like, okay, we just have to lose one more motherfucker. Like, yeah.
Okay.
Was he
I
before or
thought
after Kobe?
Kobe was
Kobe
like
was January.
was like 3 days into 2020.
It
Yes.
was August 28th, 2020.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was later than that.
Rest in peace.
Well, I am excited for whatever happens with Black Panther 2, if it actually happens, if anything happens.
I'll believe it when I see
Like-
it in theaters.
That's my thing.
Mhm.
And I hate that the, like, not to bring the whole Letitia Wright of it all up,
Yeah.
but like, it's messed up that she was given the path, and then like unfortunate, you know, like bad news happens and she was given the bag and she's like, I'm gonna kick this bag so far, like so far away from
You
everyone.
would have had it made
that
for
it's impressive.
years.
Yes.
Years.
Like, it's impressive, truly impressive. I mean, I guess I was saying impressive ironically, but now I'm like, well, if you're that, like, if you're gonna hold on to your convictions that
That
strongly,
hard.
like, yeah, like against the face of science and everyone in your circle being like, "Yo, don't fumble this." Like
Yeah.
she still was like, "I don't want all of this money. I don't want a
Mhm.
Scrooge McDuck pool. Scrooge McDuck. Scrooge
Yeah.
McDuck sounds like a radio host.
Absolutely. You said Letitia was her name? Letitia
Letitia
Wright?
Wright. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cuz I saw like discussing film or one of those like film Twitter accounts. Jordan's back. Welcome back.
There he is. Hello.
Oh,
We
did I
lost you
was
for a bit there.
oh
You
okay.
were
Yeah, you
completely
were.
gone. So we're just talking Letitia Wright right now.
No, I heard
But
everything you guys were saying. I guess I wasn't coming
oh,
through.
Oh,
But I was
no,
saying
we heard.
I was saying, do you know how easy it is to not lose Disney, like Marvel and Star Wars money? And Letitia Wright and
Gina
whatever,
Carano.
yeah,
Gina
her.
Carano.
And it's like, part of me is happy that like bigots aren't getting money, but it's also like, do you know how easy it is to not speak?
Yeah. And
My God.
yeah, exactly.
Or to
And just,
get the
like, getting
vaccine.
Yeah. But like discussing film like put out an interview with her, like quoted an interview with her where it's like Letitia Wright opens up about the problems with Black Panther 2 and someone quote tweets it like you're the problem.
Yeah.
You were the problem. You're opening up about yourself like you were the problem. Like
Yeah.
damn.
Did you
Especially when
find
just,
the?
like,
Sorry, go
yeah,
ahead.
did you I was just gonna say, and especially on
Okay, so this is 2020 memes going in chronological order. So I'm trying to get to
gosh.
the ones after he passed, but technically Tiger King was a 2020 meme.
Oh my! It fucking and I did not kill my
That feels
Carol
like
Baskin
10
that
years ago.
bitch. Yes. Oh my god.
I am once again asking for your financial support. That Bernie
I was
meme.
gonna bring that one up. Yes. Yes. That will be Wakanda showing up to the like world embassy, like asking for like support from the Snap.
No, Wakanda wouldn't need. Wakanda would be the ones giving the money.
Okay. Then you know what? Maybe Bernie makes a cameo, and you know he's like, "I am once again asking Wakanda for your financial support." You know.
Yeah, the problem with
God,
memes in
make Bernie
2020
canon.
is that they were all basically just COVID memes.
Yes.
We were still. That was like the very end of Trump era, which I can't wait for the Twitter retrospective of Trump era Twitter because like with hindsight, like I'm not
Did
saying
you
that we're like
Did you
in
see
a
that?
good place right now.
Yeah.
But like during the time, like saying like, oh, like this shit's funny was like not okay. With hindsight, I'm like, it was bad. Horrible things happened. Some of that shit was hilarious. Like, let's just be completely honest.
Well, no,
Unintentionally.
Did you see today that like he sent out an email about the fact that Biden got COVID, and somebody,
No.
the person I followed that I saw post this was a very left wing person. Posted the email. I went, please let him back on Twitter.
His message to Elon Musk talking about your what is it?
How they're,
Your
like, falling
self-driving cars that crash, your rockets that go to nowhere. Like
Your industry's subsidized by the government, like all that shit. I want a like 5-part Netflix like docu-series on Trump era, like Twitter politics.
don't give him
and,
any of the
like,
money. To be
Yes.
don't give him
yes.
any of the money. Give the
That
creators
stuff
the
is
money,
all
like the
archived
tweet
because at the end of the day,
tweeters.
at the end of the day, as much as you hate it, he became president. That man was our president. All his tweets are like historical archives. I'm pretty sure you can use them without credit because it's like historical.
It's like the same way that we learned about like FDR and his fireside chats, and like he would like want to really feel close with the nation. Was that FDR? Did I fuck that up?
No, you're right. And okay, so it's funny you say this. My senior thesis in my undergrad, and I couldn't get too in depth with this because when I like gave my original pitch, they were like, "That's a PhD. You got to narrow this down." But I was basically saying like how social media has evolved those things in history, and like rather than looking through someone's journal in 100 years, we might just look through someone's Twitter feed to get like the day-to-day thing. And you can very much compare fireside chats to politicians just tweeting because at the end of the day, these are messages they are sending out. It seems so weird to think that way, but it legitimately is true.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. I don't even. Never mind. Not unfortunate. It's the time that we live in. Everything's
That's the thing. It's just the time, and like I mean, I feel like 80% of like politician tweets are fairly just like, we need to do something about this. And like that just comes from both sides. They're like, oh, I'm gonna stand up for this. And then you get like the 20% crazy or like Ted Cruz liking stepmother porn on 9/11.
I didn't know it was on 9/11.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the special kicker.
the
Both.
layers of that,
Both.
and like I learned all of the
Mm.
all of the information over the course of several years. So, thank you for. Is that it? Is that
Oh,
not it?
I was just gonna say, never forget.
Thank
Never
you.
Forget.
Okay. The fact that it was on 9/11 makes it so much worse, like better and worse.
Yes.
And I feel like part of his initial response, like someone had to like walk him off the ledge from saying this, but like he definitely his first response was, "We all mourn in our own ways. Like
No,
we all
'cause
feel different things. Just let me feel this."
Didn't they like go back and say it was an intern and like at the end of the day, the amount of people that do have access to these politicians' Twitter accounts at any given moment,
Mhm.
it legitimately could have been anyone, but I do like to think it was him personally.
My thing is the amount of people on politicians' Twitter accounts. This would happen more often, but I feel like those interns know that like if they mess up, then like the Ted Cruz's Texas, the Texas government's gonna like come after them. Or is it like not legitimately, but like that? If I was the social media intern, I'm just like, just in case, like just in case he's actually serious.
You imagine there's like heightened security on that stuff.
Yeah. Well, even then, that's why I'm like, the stakes are too high for like either this is everyone has access, it's super lenient, in which case, why is this not happening every single day?
Mhm.
The fact that it's the one-off thing, it's the Zodiac killer himself, and it's like the several layers of weird, like
That it was like
either
the
that
most
intern was
religious
killed
politician.
or
It's
I mean-
like the layers. It's like it was like one of the more religious politicians. It was stepmother porn specifically, and it was
on
9/11.
9/11. He
Here's an idea. Hide
said
your
we all need to come
lights.
together.
was
That's
that?
that's another thing. But just we all need to come together in this great nation, this time of mourning togetherness, to just really bond with your family, the one that you were born with and the one that you were given in your life.
Mhm. And bond with them down in Mexico while your state is having power outages and is having a crazy winter, just like my
course.
boy Jebediah Cruz, Theodore Jebediah Cruz.
There was floating around Twitter the what is it? Crazy ass political moments or crazy ass moments in
Dude,
political history.
I love that. I fucking adore that account.
Did
If
you
you guys
see
aren't following
the
it, follow crazy ass moments in US political history. It makes you forget how weird shit is / was. And somebody pointed out once that they could easily just fill that Twitter account with anything that happened in like the early 2000s with like the Bush administration and the Iraq war.
Yeah, right.
throughs getting
Yeah.
shoes getting thrown? But the thing that I wanted to talk about was Ben Carson causing the traffic stop or whatever on stage. He just like
Yeah.
here's his name called. Also, just as someone that works in production, I know that they either rehearsed this many times or they told him we're going to rehearse this a lot of times and he didn't show up. Either way, this is all on him. So he like
feel
just
like at the
hears his
very
name, walks,
least-
and then stops.
I feel like at the very least, you get like, you have a PA with a headset on, standing behind the curtain going, go.
No, I'm saying there's one PA like because there's the space where they're all like the green room or the holding area, and then the little hallway where as they come out the hallway, the camera's right there so they can wave, do whatever, and then walk on stage. Ben Carson walks here, turns the corner, and then just stops
Ops for no
confidently.
reason.
Like stops
And-
confidently, and
and
I
then
know
the
that there's a
announcer
PA
goes-
right on the side going. I told him to go. I swear to God, I told him to go. I swear to God, I told him to keep walking. Like I swear.
And then the
Right.
announcer goes, the senator from Texas, Ted Cruz. And then Ted comes out and literally looks at Ben Carson. He goes, he shakes his head, and Ben Carson tries to play polite and goes, after you.
And then the man of the hour, Donald Trump, walks out and goes, like, shakes Ben Carson's hand, and it also just like stands there, but way more confidently than Ben Carson. Like, you know that
Yeah.
he was like, he knew that he was supposed to go out there, but he was like, if Ben Carson's trying to make like a power play right now, if he's trying to like make it like an attention grabbing like thing, then I need to be here with him. So like, and he was. They were on screen the longest. Like,
Yeah.
Like, could you easily switch to a reaction screen if need be?
Not right now, no.
Okay, I was gonna say we watch it, but I think we described it pretty well. But it's still fucking hilarious.
It's so good.
Uh,
It's so good.
I took a psych course once where the teacher was telling us about like, and this is gonna circle back, but like how it's about like a concept. And I'm not a psych person by any means, so I'm sorry if I get any of this wrong. But I think the concept's called like brain elasticity, or like now as like full-grown developed adults, if any of us were ever to have like a traumatic brain injury where we lost some of our brain, that would be very damaging to us. But there was a young child that was like, I think she was like 3, who had such a bad brain tumor they had to basically remove pieces of her brain to the point that only half of it was left, but the one half that was left over the course of her life made up for it and was operating like a regular brain because it happened so young. And then my psych teacher was saying that the surgery takes hours because you're, in his description, you're basically using little sticks to take out the brain 1 grain of rice at a time. And the doctor who did that was Ben Carson. So like, here's the thing. He is legitimately an amazing neurosurgeon, but he is the definition of putting all your points into one stat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say one of the smartest, like one of the best, like he got the best grades growing up. Like he was in all the extracurricular like nerd clubs or whatever, but he was also a great athlete and all this stuff. So I'm like, okay, like what stat are you missing? And there was one point where we were at like the Jabberwockies, like the dance group or whatever, like went to one of their shows and
Hell
like
yeah.
that design and all that stuff was awesome. The whole thing was great. There's a little storyline, all this shit.
Oh yeah.
After
Oh,
it, I
yeah.
go, hey, so-and-so, what was your favorite part of the show? And he was like, the dancing. And I was like, well, yeah. But like, there's a, like they had so many different like set changes and like different songs and different bits and skits and stuff like that. Like, what was your favorite part? And he was like, the dancing. And I was like,
But they
that
only dance.
exactly. No, that's the point. That's like, what was your favorite part of the movie? The movie.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Like, that's not an answer. Like, I don't
like,
appreciate that.
If you saw like musical theater and he goes, oh, I like the dancing the best. You're like, okay, he didn't care much for the story or the acting, but the dance was amazing. Like,
It's only, hey, what did you like about the concert? The songs.
Mhm.
What did you like? What did you like about the pizza? The fact that there's like crust and then like tomato and then like cheese and then
Stuff.
like toppings and it's like all together and like you put it in and you bake it. And then I ate that and that was my favorite part. Like that's, yeah, it ruined my trip. I forgot why I brought that up. That story just made me so
but
mad.
you said
I
it's the
forgot.
same thing.
the-
It's like putting all your points into one stat.
Yep. Yeah. Only into intelligence and like strength and dexterity. He's like an amazing athlete.
And
I love him to death. He really upset me in like 7th grade, whenever that was. I've been holding on to it this
Wow.
entire time.
No, it's fine.
as well.
Wait, Bo, you said you had a question for us.
I did, but I'm also afraid of the tangents that could come off of this. But also, I think it's a funny question, and I also feel bad. I was trying to find the tweet that started this discussion for me and my like friend group, but then my phone died like 2 minutes before I like was yeah
You're
because
good. I'm cool with the tangents. I feel like we don't have too
Okay.
much to talk about.
yeah. So
But
the basic premise. Oh, go
I
ahead.
will say we are 53 minutes in, so
That was my
Alright, so
thing.
we'll try
Like this
to
could be
keep
the
it
very
tight.
last thing. Yeah.
Okay.
So
okay.
podcast will end when we come to a consensus on rent for a 3-bedroom,
Oh,
2-bathroom apartment
Mhm.
is $300 in Gotham City.
yep.
That's all that's
Yes or no?
Oh,
Yes
yeah.
or no? And I'm sorry, person that tweeted this initially. I swear I wanted to credit you, but I'm an old person and didn't charge my phone. I don't know if that was just needlessly ageist. I'm creating new stereotypes. But $300 a month,
100%.
3-bed,
Doing
2-bath,
it.
Gotham. That's my thing. That's
What
my
part of
thing.
What part of
$300? Come
Gotham?
on. Doesn't
$300. No. That's there is no good part of Gotham. Like
Yeah.
everyone can get it in Gotham. Everyone can get it.
Mhm.
Like if you live in the suburbs, you try to get out of your way, you probably get it the worst because that requires a lot of skill and thought and manpower. And there are so many supervillains that
Okay.
you will get run through at some point.
Am I unknowingly working for a supervillain? Like, is there a chance Batman's
Probably.
gonna break my fucking arm?
The discourse that I saw in the comments were just like, even if you're doing your job, like you work at a laundromat, you're not doing anything bad. It's like the amount of randomly illegal things that you could just accidentally happen upon and then become collateral damage for anything.
For
Like
all
I
I
don't
know,
think,
that laundromat is a money laundering scheme from the Penguin.
and you should assume that. Like everything about Gotham is sketchy. So it's like, do you accept that for $300 a month for 2-bedroom, 2-bath? Keep in mind, the pandemic is probably even worse in Gotham. So you will like if you had the option to work from home, you'd probably still be working from home. But if you are out there, it'll probably be a lot worse. Like there are like all of these little things that I'm like considering. Like I'm saving this money on rent.
Right.
What are my medical bills going to look like in Gotham? What is my car insurance going to look like in Gotham? Like will I feel safe owning a pet in Gotham? Or will
I
I
feel
come
safe
home and my
in
cat is just 300 pounds and massive and
It's more just like,
eats
Made
am
out of
I gonna
clay.
be like, if I have to take the train late at night, is there a chance I'm just gonna get shanked for no good reason by a dude in a clown mask?
So no,
Yes.
but with $300 a month in rent, like saving up for a car sounds a lot more realistic in that case,
That is fair. But if it's a big city, you're probably parking a few blocks away, so there's still a chance that somebody.
Yeah, and big city you would definitely. Well, that's so the tangent that my group chat went on was which Gotham are we talking about?
Mhm.
Because the Tim Burton Gotham is very different from the Christopher Nolan Gotham, which is very different from the
But at
Zack
the end of the
Snyder
day,
Gotham.
Gotham is Gotham. Like, I don't care how it looks aesthetically. I don't care if they base it off New York versus Chicago. All I
No,
know
I'm
is
not
that
talking aesthetically. I'm talking about the possibility, like Zack Snyder's Gotham is, in my opinion, infinitely more terrifying than like Matt Reeves's Gotham.
I don't even remember
What?
seeing
Dude.
Zack Snyder's Gotham all that much. I was about to say Matt Reeves seems the
I
worst
just no,
because
I just assume that Zack Snyder's Gotham is a crater right now, for
How about,
whatever reason, story based or not. Just it's now a crater. I just assume
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the case.
How about Joel Schumacher's Gotham with all the just like big fucking like statues and all
They-
that shit?
They have
The
LSD in the
gargoyles.
water.
can I live in
Yeah.
what about Adam West's Gotham? Where like I go into a bank and some dude wearing like a striped shirt and a bandana over his eyes goes, "Hold them up or I'll shoot," but like never does.
Mm,
Mm.
that I haven't
Then you're
watched
just
enough
living
of
in
it
the
to know what the like.
60s.
That's the thing. It's like I don't know what if this is like a true like if it's like The Incredibles where it's like racism might be implied very slightly in the world, very slightly, but like I wouldn't like that doesn't seem like the 1960s to me, even though it is like very much aesthetically the 1960s. But
Right.
with Gotham in the like it's such a completely different vibe. Like I don't know. Like
See,
either
I
the
don't know.
racism doesn't exist or the racism is like really bad.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like at Gotham, racism isn't your biggest concern on a day-to-day basis. Because
I
like the Joker is truly, I will kill you regardless of
no,
anything.
yeah, but the Joker to me is the same thing as like getting hit by a car or like
It's just
like the
chaos.
fear of it's like the fear of getting killed by a meteorite. It's like I mean like it'll probably there's nothing you can do to stop that, and like there's nothing you can change about yourself to lower the odds or whatever. But like
Right.
yeah, I don't know. I'm like
Mhm.
that this is actually now that's something that I didn't consider before. Like how is if Clark Kent is the average American, never mind. I was going to go into the whole why is he not more like Homelander thing, but that is such a tired argument, and it's not what I was talking about a second ago. Are
His
we moving
parents
to
are
Gotham?
good people.
Because his parents are good people, and then it becomes a matter of like mathematically, like what's going on there, like how does that work out?
Right.
Yeah.
But $300 a
I-
month, and I think utilities are included in this.
I have a dead set rule with like any fictional universe. Are you living in it? And it's no. The answer is always no. I'd rather pay fucking 1,000 for a 1-bedroom basement suite where I'm just fucking miserable and never go above ground than 300 in fucking Gotham where I could be standing in line at a bank. Fucking one moment, boom, bust through the door and fucking 12 clowns run out and start fucking shooting me. Or like people are like, "Would you want to live in the MCU?" And I'm like, "No, the Hulk could just accidentally throw a fucking car through my apartment building, or Superman could just laser his way through my office space, or like You want to live in the Star Wars universe? No, the Star Wars universe sucks. I'm probably like working, like enslaved, working in a spice mine. Like all these universes, all these fictional universes suck to live in unless you're a fucking superhero or a Jedi. You know, all of them, all of them. So my rules, no, always no.
So one, that completely swayed me into saying no as well. I agree with that entirely because even if you tried to move out, where are you going to move? Metropolis, and then fucking Parasite's going to kill you. Yeah.
Exactly.
That said, the Pokemon universe, I feel
about
like,
to
is
say
the
Pokemon.
universally.
That's
Well,
that is the exception. I feel. Yeah.
Pokemon
so.
universe
have
is
the-
so safe. 10-year-olds can just leave home and camp for years, and people are like, "Good for them."
but then you
Yes,
have all
the
the
worst thing
wild
that happens in the
Pokemon.
Pokemon universe is you lose, you heal, and then you go back and you throw those hands again. Like that's the worst thing that happens.
The most evil person in Pokemon is a mob boss who only wants to rob. Like he doesn't want to like break your kneecaps.
But you're
Giovanni
not thinking
doesn't
of
like
the
want to.
wild Pokemon though, because like if they're as aggressive as like they are in Legends Arceus,
That's different. That's the past. That's like
Yeah.
saying, do you want to go back 500 years? It's like, yeah, the chance of a fucking
but
saber
not
tooth
every
tiger
wild
killing
Pokemon's
me.
domesticated though.
500 years.
yeah.
Go ahead. Okay, but it does seem like the
I don't
Pokemon
know.
in modern universe. I'm with Jordan though. It does seem like the Pokemon in modern universes are like more domesticated. Like I feel like if you were like to walk up to like a street cat in 1800, that'd be like way more rough than a street cat
Learn to
now.
live amongst humans. I think is the best way to describe it. And yes, you occasionally get a wild Pokemon that wants to attack you, but the humans in the Pokemon universe, I think, are also more durable because like Ash used to just get fucking
Mhm.
cooked by his Charizard and just ended up with like a little bit of sod on his face. Like the dude wasn't like burned alive.
That's an
Dude didn't die.
anime though.
Yeah, that's
But
an
but,
anime.
but you
Like,
gotta
that's
like
translate
real
the
world.
logic. You gotta
It's
translate
canon.
the logic.
Yeah,
True.
and like
True.
even if you weren't out there, like if you weren't in the wilderness, like if you were living in the knockoff Paris or whatever, the knockoff New York City, like
Kalos,
you can still
Unova.
like Unova. Like I'm not saying that you have to go out there and like conquer all the gyms or whatever. You can just have an Arcanine chilling in your apartment. You can have
But,
like
like-
a
Okay, that's another thing. When people ask like Pokemon as pets, you got to be more realistic. An Arcanine is like 9 feet.
I know goddamn well how big an Arcanine is. And we'll figure it out.
It's like
We'll
an
figure out a
Alaskan-
space.
What's the dog equivalent? Alaskan Mastiff something. There's a giant fucking very furry dog that basically, if you could find a breed that's orange, is you having Arcanine as a pet.
No, I wanted a Leonberger for the longest time because it is just an Arcanine, and then I learned that like they will die if they're in an environment over like 80 degrees or some shit like that.
Wait,
like I
spell
just
that?
Leonberger, like Leon and then Burger.
But
it's
like,
literally-
yeah. It's way more straightforward than it sounds.
to me, if you're living in
Interesting.
this universe, you're gonna have this pet that you love. Then you have to put it in a small fucking ball and throw
don't
it.
have to.
and
You don't
it
have
gets
to.
Fight
No,
other
Josh,
pets.
Josh,
You don't
Josh,
have
like
to.
it's a god.
You don't-
like
you
it's a
don't- you don't-
You can be-
goddamn
you can be an
party at
accountant
Michael
with a
Vick's
Pokemon.
house.
You listen.
And we're-
I'm gonna counter that in two ways. One, you don't have to be a trainer. Ash's mom is not battling with Mr. Mime. Now, whether or not she's fucking it, that's a different question. But she's
So-
not battling with
Why?
Mr. Mime. Second, Pokemon has very much touched on the is this animal abuse thing, and they view Pokemon battles a lot like sparring. It is a sport. It's like doing the Westminster Dog Show. Like there's a mutual respect there of not taking it too far, and like they've even called out shitty trainers who do take it too far, or
Mhm.
trainers that force their Pokemon to fight when they don't want to.
See,
it-
I see this shit like parties at Michael Vick's house where it's just like dog fights.
Okay,
You know,
here's my other
Like, that's how I
argument.
see the Pokemon.
This is my other
universe.
argument. If it is cockfighting, in the Pokemon world's defense, the dogs in this universe can't, blow flames. The dogs there can, and I feel like that makes it legitimate enough to fight them. I don't
Mhm.
know if
And
that's
then, like-
fucked up, but like,
And then it's like, okay, well, you go live in this universe. You're not a trainer, so you're just gonna go shovel Pokemon shit.
but
at
that's
the
up to
gyms,
you.
Clean,
it's not like, it's,
clean
but,
blood
like,
off the walls.
but being a
you know?
trainer
It's
isn't
up
like
to
being
you.
a superhero where you have to like be embedded with power through some means. You just decide, what do I want to be? You could be a lovely shop owner and sell your potions, or you could be a trainer.
You
could
can
be a
live in the world of Pokemon, not even like Pokemon, and still like
You could
it seems like a
truly-
very chill existence in the Pokemon
You could truly
world
just be
outside of
like-
Pokemon.
an IT guy in the Pokemon universe. Maybe you have a Porygon or two to like help you with shit.
You could just be a streamer, and like again, you don't have to fuck with Pokemon at all. You can have Pokemon repellent outside. You can have like a Pokemon, like specifically designed Pokemon guillotines. I don't know how it would be specifically Pokemon designed, but you could if you really
Goddamn.
hated Pokemon that much. And I still feel like
Goddamn.
that being that person in the Pokemon universe, I still feel like would be better than like America.
The worst thing that happens in the Pokemon universe is like a legendary wakes up, but the legendary never like wreaks havoc on a town usually.
Mm-mm. Like the worst thing that I can think of is like Dark Lugia scaring that boat, and I don't think anyone died on that boat.
I'm
Yeah.
sticking with my rule. All you fictional universes just suck to live in, and there's not a single one I choose. So no, $300 for rent in Gotham, not worth it. Not worth it.
I will do a month-to-month lease and decide in about 3 months whether or not I mean, even if I have a lease, I could buy myself out of a $300 a month lease.
I was gonna say, and I feel like Gotham leases are only month to month, just because they, short
don't know if
shelf
you'll
life.
be
for-
alive, yeah.
Exactly.
And honestly, like, you're like, oh well, like, do you go to Metropolis or is it any better? I'm not too familiar with these characters, but like, listen, Star City or Central City do not seem like the worst places to be.
That's valid. That's valid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, if I'm just in the Flash's city, most of his villains are pretty chill for the most part. There's
But
even a
then-
mutual respect he has with them. It's very strange.
But then it becomes the boys situation. You step off a curb a little bit, your
The Fla-
girlfriend just dead.
The Flash
Violently,
would- He would
Well,
dodge.
he was the
The
H-Train.
Flash would.
No,
He
no.
would Duke and Dutch out of the way.
Real world, man. He'd be like my boy A Train. He'd just run through that bitch. All right, come on.
Oh my
dude.
god. We need a full like 4-hour long
Like,
just
what-
not even for content, just talk about the boys. And when I say talk about the boys, it's just going to be like each of us mentioning one moment and then everyone else going, "Oh fuck." Oh my
I mean, that was
God.
basically our spoiler cast for season 3.
That was our spoiler cast. Where
Yes.
we were even doing that with moments from season 2 and 1, where we're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
the whale, bro! Oh my god, girls
God.
get it done," you know?
What a show.
What a show.
You can see our spoiler cast for The Boys season 3 and spoiler cast for a bunch of other shows and movies at our on our YouTube page. But that ends this podcast. Remember to like, subscribe, watch those other videos, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
No shit.